All right, what's going on, everybody? My name is Bo, and I'm a home theater enthusiast. And in today's video, I'm really excited because I'm going to start my front wall makeover. Now, if you haven't seen my previous video about why I've decided to go to a bigger screen, go check that out. I'll put it in the link in the description to that so you can see the reasons and why I stuck with a small screen all these years and why I've decided to go to a bigger screen. Um, so yeah, this is going to be part one of a three-part video series where I basically completely transform my front wall from this, where you can see I have tower speakers, pretty small screen compared to the wall, and then a center channel below the screen. That's what I currently have, and what I'm hoping to achieve is this. As you can see, the screen's much wider. It's about the same height. I'm going to try to do a stage, which I think I'm going to make out of foam board and velvet, and then possibly curtains. I don't know about that. Just I can't really come up with a good way to do that. That's not my priority. It does look cool. We'll see in the future, but yeah. So this is going to be stage one, which will be today's video. I'm going to take my projector down, install a new fine precision projector mount, which allows for really fine adjustments for alignment. I'm going to move it further back into my room and redo my ceiling, drop ceiling panel. And then I'm going to bring in this big piece of cardboard, well, 4 pieces of cardboard I taped together and painted white. I'm going to hang it on the wall. I'm going to figure out what size screen and what aspect ratio I want to go with. So, yeah, that's kind of the plan for stage one. And then stage two will be unboxing my new LCR, finding out where they're going to be mounted on the wall, cutting the holes, running the speaker wire down from my left and right down into the wall, and then putting acoustic wedge foam, basically what'll be the same shape of the TV or the screen. And then stage three will be making acoustic panels, 4-inch thick acoustic panels go around the screen, and then hanging the screen, getting the projector aligned, and tuning the speakers with a SPL meter and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully you guys will stick with me for this series. I'm really excited and I can't wait to get started. So let's jump to that right now. All right, so I wanted to show my old mount. You can kind of see what I was dealing with. Basically, this is intended for the side to side, but that makes it really hard because with the projector mounted, it was almost impossible to get to those. So poor design. And then up in the ceiling, I made this wood bracket, and this is a rubber vibration, but it's for like thousands of pounds, so I don't know that it did anything because it's so rigid that it's almost impossible to like move. I thought maybe that would help with stomping above the ceiling, in the living room above. But yeah, there's a look at the base. I'll take off the mating part that's attached to the projector, and then I'll show you how they worked together. All right, so here is the other half. These screws here actually did your tilt for your level, which another pain in the butt process, but just 3 screws. It's probably a little tighter than I should have made it, just because it's brass threads. Just loosening that, I probably tightened that a little too much. So there you go. Now I'll show how the adjustment worked for the final adjustment. Alright, with this zoomed in, I'm hoping to show you how this slid in, and you actually have either there, or there as far as your height off the ceiling. Then you put pins in, which you had to do while holding the projector up, which was challenging because the pins don't want to go through. And then you had 2 pins actually at that height, and then you put cotter pin in you know, in to hold that. So then honestly you just have these screws to, you get a little bit of play, and you're supposed to use these 6 screws to get you all the way home with your adjustment. And let me tell you, what a pain. It's just nearly impossible to get it perfectly square, because you're supposed, you got to leave this slightly loose enough so you can spin this, but then you need to try to tighten it with the projector. You have a little limited space. It was just a poor design. So now I'm going to show you the new mount, how it works, and then mount it to the projector, and then get her mounted on the ceiling. Alright, so here's the new mount. It's a Strong SM Pro J-XL, and I have not unboxed this yet. I've watched the video a bunch of times on Dream Media AV. It's actually where I purchased this from, so I'm just going to open up and show you the difference, and then mount it to the projector, and then we'll get on to putting it in the ceiling. Alright, so the mount is protected well with foam, and basically this pops off, and then you get, that's how you make your adjustments for all your tilt, front to back, and your level. And then you have the arms. I gotta see how it fits my Sony, but yeah, this part mounts to the ceiling, has a plastic cover, which I'm sure comes off, and then this is the unit you mount to the projector, but actually there are screws here so that you can have this and this mounted to the ceiling already. And then this part just slides on, which I'll show right now. Alright, so with the screws out, you can actually slide this off. You mount this to your projector, and then you have the base already mounted to the ceiling, and then you mount this first. And so I'm going to try it and see how it goes. Alright, this is future me cutting in here. So I ran into some issues, so I thought this mount was sitting a little too far forward. In retrospect, I don't think it was, but for me, I wanted it further back, so what I did was I marked a hole. Unfortunately, the hole in this projector isn't center, so I couldn't use that center track. I wanted the horizontal curving or turning to be, center, so I wanted the mount center. So there's the hole I drilled. I have a drill press, and I'm used to working with metal and wood and stuff, so I was comfortable modifying it, and then I ended up using bigger washers than what I had here. I actually switched them out later. But yeah, so the projector, or that part of the mount, is now pretty much centered, and then the reason I don't think it was fully necessary is because how this slides back and forth. I could have just slid that back and had the proper center of gravity, but I got it nice and square to the projector, nice and centered, so that when you do the horizontal turning for alignment, it's turning on the center point, as close as I could get it. So that's it, sitting on there fully assembled. Then I gotta put that bracket on the ceiling, and we'll get to that right now. Alright, what's going on? So yeah, it's been quite the last few hours. I ran into multiple problems. I did record a video between this and the mount, getting the mount on the projector, but it got corrupt. So let me show you what I got. Yeah, so I had, before I had the projector up, I had showed up here better. It's really dark, but there's the adjustment knobs. I even test fit. I had a piece of extra ceiling tile. I like how that fits. And then I'm just going to put the other one will come in. I might have to cut this support wire because I'm going to need to have the panel back there. But, oops. Yeah, and then I can fill this spot. I need to hook the plug back in. So I got to remove the front speakers, remove the acoustic panels, and then I'm just going to put some spacers to, some wood. I'm just going to screw it here quick. And it's going to be about 5 inches off the wall, maybe 4. And then I'm just going to mount that cardboard to it. So I'm going to do a time lapse of that right now. And then we'll have the fun part of zooming in and focusing and adjusting the projector and seeing how that big image looks in this room. So we'll see you in a second. Alright, first I'm going to put my really quickly made 4-inch spacers on the wall and then bring in the cardboard screen. So time lapse time. Alright, I didn't just want this to be devoid of any sound, so I'm just going to narrate this a little bit. I'm putting these spacers. I had to go grab a longer bit because it's a 4-inch spacer and I had to get to the screw. So I got those up just to have something to screw the cardboard screen to, which you're going to see right here. It actually turned out pretty decent. I wish I didn't have to tape pieces together. Could have done a bigger piece, but this made it easier to transport. So get it in the room. There was knee prints all over it from drawing the lines, but it actually turned out to be quite effective. So that's it for the time lapse. Yeah, so I just wanted to say after all that, it's not very pretty, but it's going to serve its purpose. It's going to let me know which size to go with. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. And then once I have it put on 16:9 content, then I'm going to switch to 2.35. I'm going to start at the 100-inch and then switch to the scopes screen and watch plenty of content off camera. I'm just going to make my decision by the end of tonight, hopefully. Maybe sleep on it and let you guys know at the end of the video possibly which size I went with, or I might wait until the next video. So yeah, let's get that alignment happening. All right, so yeah, I got a curved cardboard screen. I got the alignment the best I could. I forgot how finicky my lens shift knobs are, so it's gonna be real tough to keep this projector with the manual zoom and manual lens shift for too long. But I'm probably just gonna stick to whatever aspect ratio. But yeah, so about to watch some Avatar, and then I'm gonna switch to 2.35 and 2.39 scope aspect ratio movies and see. And I'm gonna give my impressions. This isn't like a gigantic leap over 92 going to 100, but we'll see how it goes, and I'll let you know. So before I go any further, you might notice an improvement in audio. That's because I had a brilliant idea, and that was to use my good mic from my podcast and just put it in this room with a USB extension cable and record it on a separate track. So I don't know why I didn't think of that sooner, but anyway, sorry for the terrible audio in the beginning parts of the video. The intro I also did with the better mic. Yeah, so after, I don't know, probably a half hour, 45 minutes of the 100-inch 16:9, I was impressed with the size. It was a decent improvement over the 92-inch, especially because it's 4 inches further off the wall, which made it feel pretty large. But honestly, it just kind of whet my appetite for an even bigger 16 by 9, which I didn't have enough cardboard to test for that. But what I ended up doing, I zoomed in to the 113 and a half scope, which I have playing right now. And I gotta tell you, I was gonna like make it a surprise, or I thought it was gonna be a tough decision. It's not even close. The effect of having that screen, the width of my room, I've heard I've heard him talk about immersive experience. I heard home theater engineering, audio advice. A bunch of channels I watch talk about that immersive experience. I was worried about getting motion sickness. I was worried about my projector not being able to have good contrast or brightness on a screen that size. And this is just cardboard painted, so maybe this actually has a better game than the woven screen, but this is so transformative that it led me to send or leave a message on Youthman's last hour-long podcast with Ryan about the most transformative change people made in their home theaters, and this is by far and away the most transformative thing I've ever done. Like, I'm going to have to make a separate video. I'm not going to spoil exactly what that's going to be. I think it's going to be a fun topic. I'm just blown away. I can't believe my Sony projector can look this good, being 6 years old, 1080p, with 1,700 hours on the lamp that's been on the high setting the whole time. I can't believe how good this looks on this big screen. And I was watching a scene from Oblivion where he's sitting on the cliff while the things are sucking the seawater. He's having lunch or whatever, and I felt like I was on that cliff. I've heard it 100 times, but you just don't know until you experience it. So I'm just gonna spoil it right now. I'm going with the Cinescope. I've already ordered it. It's gonna be here next week. So I got to get on to stage 2 where I install the speakers and the acoustic foam behind the screen. I can't wait. This is just unbelievable, the difference this made. It completely changed my room. I had a friend over because it's been a day since I tried the 100-inch, and he was like, wow, this is like actually sitting in a movie theater now. Like, it was that big of a difference to him that he doesn't usually notice. He wasn't too impressed before when he came over on the 92-inch screen, and I don't care about impressing other people. That was just, he echoed what I was thinking. So yeah, amazing. I can't wait to have this front wall done. I'm a little concerned about losing my beautiful tower speakers. I'm concerned about the in walls. I don't know how that's going to end up, but we'll find out. If I have to get another subwoofer for the front of the room. I'm very, very happy with my bass as is, but I don't know how much the front towers are played into that. But yeah, so stage 1 done. It was a bit of a pain in the butt. I ran into a few issues with the projector mount. Like I said in the video, I didn't necessarily need to drill a new hole, but I'm actually happy I did. And then I ran into another issue with the little set screw that's supposed to lock it in position, got stripped out, and I had to fix it. So it was a long day yesterday getting all that done. The cardboard's kind of curved now because after I painted it. It's not the best image, but it's still impressing the heck out of me. So yeah, if you like this video, please leave a like, leave a comment, and check out stage 2, which will probably be up in a week or so. And then the following week I should have stage 3. Hopefully it'll be done. I'll give my final thoughts and probably a couple follow-up videos. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.